Hi everyone, this is Fahim Hassan, and I decided to do my capstone project on AI, specifically the pitfalls of AI and how AI might fall short of its supposed benefits. We all think of AI as this new cool technology, but sometimes we don't stop to think about how it might be endangering us in some way. So I wanted to discuss that in this capstone project. So let's get back to the basics, the round one basics. What is technology? As described by Open Learn University, technology concerns itself with understanding how knowledge is creatively applied to organize tasks involving people and machines that meet sustainable goals. Practically speaking, technology is something that helps us meet these practical goals. Technology, as we know it, has always been something that we have enacted on, but more recently, technology has started to enact its power on us. However, we shouldn't think of technology as only affecting us and vice versa, but rather symbolic. And this has never been more true than recently. Technology used to be as simple as the wheel. Over time, however, we've even come to a point where we can make whole limbs for people. And nowadays, we don't even easily recognize the wheel as technology when things like smartphones and laptops exist. We've advanced to a point where technology is something that lives beside us, almost as equals. So what happens when technology actually does become our equal? This is where AI comes in. What is AI? As explained by IBM, AI is a technology that enables computers and machines to stimulate human intelligence and problem-solving capabilities. You can see some different subsections of AI in this diagram. Machine learning, which uses sample data to train computer programs to recognize patterns. Neural networks, which, is kind of like machine learning, but they try to imitate how the brain works. Natural language processing, the ability to understand speech and analyze things. And robotics, which is with machines. The overall crux of AI, though, delves into machine learning. This all kind of stems off machine learning and how computers can recognize patterns and algorithms and keep reiterating on itself to become better. And as one could imagine, training technology to get to a point where it can match and even surpass humans is an insane possibility. And despite how interesting it is also worrisome for many. As found by Pew Research Center, most people are not actually aware how AI is present in our lives. Around 70% of their pollers have limited knowledge on how AI is being used in everyday technology, and of those who are aware, most are more concerned than excited. And this concern is the basis of this presentation. So for this presentation, I want to present ways AI has been trying to help us, however, mostly been hindering us and falling short. For the first example, I thought Amazon would be a good starter. So it's a little well known at this point, but a few years ago, Amazon attempted to utilize AI in its hiring process to make the process go by smoother and faster. And AI is great for this. AI is great for doing these menial tasks and doing them quickly and more efficiently. However, as explained before, AI evolves on preconceived data. And the idea of machine learning means technology can keep reiterating and provide smoother experiences over time. And however, because the pre-existing data at Amazon were mainly white men, the AI would go off previous data, and the hiring machine only hired more and more white men, disregarding people of different races and different genders. So here we see there's an obvious issue, not necessarily with the discrimination, as AI is just a machine that we use, but on a larger issue of preconceived biases affecting the AI tools that we wish to depend on as a society. If these issues don't get ironed out on a base societal level, there's no hope for us for greater use of AI that could help us rather than hinder us. Whether that's a question more posed for the ethics and philosophy of society rather than technology, we can't be so sure. However, AI certainly is a factor when discussing it because of how it can augment it. And extending from this idea of going off preconceived data, there's actually an issue of tech and AI using too much previous data for new creations. This is where AI art and tech comes in. So AI art has been a big thing as of recent, with technology such as Midjourney allowing people to make complex and intricate pieces only by typing in a few descriptors. Same thing goes for OpenAI Sora, which allows the creation of videos simply from keywords. However, the way that this technology works is that it takes previous images and drawings posted online to help create a full piece through AI. This has caused much animosity, however, as people using AI art and passing it off as equivalent to real, quote-unquote, handmade artworks are plagiarizing off hundreds of other pieces. Corporations are even starting to try and employ AI art practices and letting go teams of real artists, such as in Netflix's Dog and the Boy. And many people have been noticing the hypocrisy of these companies about how they claim there's a labor shortage and not having enough money, despite having huge layoffs. In fact, this issue of plagiarism has reached the likes of Hollywood. Before I get onto that, you can see here two Twitter posters noting the hypocrisy of these companies. First one, Sanuki says, imagine stealing from artists using AI, then saying it's because of labor shortages, when there are countless starving artists out there that want to get paid. And the second poster said pretty much the same thing. They're quoting labor shortage when they just laid off hundreds of animators and cut hundreds of animation projects. And like I had said, the big recent strikes on the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild in Hollywood have been based around AI. These creators were worried about corporate greed leading to AI of their likeness being used without consent. A big proponent of AI use in content, or not a proponent, anti-proponent, is Scarlett Johansson, who has previously actually sued a company for using her likeness with AI without consent. They were using an ad and using her likeness in it on Twitter, and Scarlett Johansson got rid of this and sued them. Something that has also plagued Scarlett Johansson in terms of AI has been something called deepfakes. Deepfakes are a technology where AI is used to digitally replicate others based on likeness or voice. This is especially dangerous because it means anyone can create anything they want, with any likeness, even without consent. And by anything, I mean anything. There's kind of a crude drawing I drew here of a girl who was once clothed but now is naked, and that is exactly what deepfakes can do. A more recent tame example recently occurred in Slovakia, where a political elective was accused of sending out demeaning phone calls. However, these calls were not him. It was an AI imitating him. This politician ended up narrowly losing the election. Whether the AI calls were to blame cannot be proven technically, however, it is something to consider. A more egregious example happened recently in the world of pornography. Last year, a popular online streamer, Atriok, was revealed to be looking at pornographic content of his peers who were also streamers. These streamers did not release explicit content, however, so how did he even obtain these images in the first place? It was found that these images were generated through AI, with of course no consent of the people involved. And this caused huge commotion as this content was obviously non-consensual. So, when a technology can be used so dangerously, is this really something we should be celebrating? In what scenario could faking someone's likeness and voice actually be beneficial? These examples of tampering with human likeness abilities all come to terms with transhumanism. Transhumanism is the belief that eventually humans will merge in with biology in a way that is not wholly biological anymore, but rather a merging of technology and human. As specifically defined by Baxmore, transhumanism is a class of philosophies on life that seek the continuation and acceleration of the evolution of intelligent life beyond its current human form, and human limitations by means of science and technology, guided by life-promoting principles and values. While it sounds fantastical to say that transhumanists believe we should become cyborgs, that is not wholly untrue. In fact, it's more true than it isn't. Transhumanism is all about merging biology with technology to create better humans. At a base level, we've already been doing this. Think of technology such as glasses, contacts, or braces. They're not thought of technology like we know today, but they are technological feats that have augmented human abilities. Transhumanists believe that with AI, this could bring forth another era of human augmentation. And they're right, it could. However, is this really what we need? Something to take note of, I wanted to go over two philosophical arguments for transhumanism. The first is Theseus' ship. The second is something from philosopher Descartes. First, Theseus' ship is a brain teaser that posits if a ship were to fall apart and be rebuilt with different tools but have the same name, is it still the same ship? We could use this analogy for transhumanism and cyborgism as well. If we take a human apart and replace it with technology, are they the same human? Is there a quote-unquote soul, for lack of a better term, or identity, their being, or is it more their physicality that makes us who we are? Arguments can be made for either side. I'm of the opinion that even if we do replace our bodies slowly with technology, as crazy as it sounds, we are ultimately a manifestation of our soul, for lack of a better term, rather than simply our physical form. You could see this in people with prosthetic limbs. They're not any less human than we are they? Just because they have a different limb structure? And this ties into my second philosophical point, which comes from philosopher Descartes. In an era of self-identification philosophy which he lived in, Descartes was one of the first to popularize the idea that I think, therefore I am. What this means essentially is that if someone is able to think for themselves, their identity is tangible. So in a transhumanist lens, even if we were to work towards a cybernetic future, we would still be ourselves. However, with all this talk, what are the actual mechanisms working towards this future? Well, one are brain-machine interfaces, BMI for short. Brain-machine interfaces are devices that hook up computers to the brain and aim to provide the brain with higher functionality that it might have lost. There are a multitude of uses for these, mostly good. These can help people in dire health situations, such as paralysis or stroke victims, regain vital actions and recontrol their lives. 2 studies have shown dramatic improvement in their use in aiding decision-making and motor control. It's hard to understate how impactful this is when talking about how far technology has come in its ability to help us. However, there are dangers, especially when considering transhumanism. Elon Musk, famed billionaire, is head of a new brain-machine interface company, Neuralink. Neuralink aims to go a step further than most BMIs and allows the user to access the internet and control virtually anything they want with their mind. It hasn't been tested just yet except on monkeys in one human trial, but this is the goal. While this is a cool concept, especially for disabled people, what this actually means is that this technology would be one step closer to superintelligence due to the aid of AI and the internet. We'll come back to this issue later, but just so we know now, superintelligence is the idea that our knowledge will surpass human bounds, or at least AI knowledge will surpass human bounds. No human is really meant to reach superintelligence. When superintelligence is talked about, it's mostly under the guise of AI. So, like I said, they seem cool, but what are the possible side effects? There are a load of ethical issues that come with implanting a wannabe computer into someone's brain. Could they be hacked, or breached, or attacked remotely? Could it malfunction? Imagine having this technology and next thing you know, you aren't even controlling yourself because you've been hacked. This might sound far-fetched and dystopian, but these are the situations we have to consider when moving towards technology as extreme and futuristic as this. However, the real ethical danger comes in the resulted change and differentiation between people if this were to happen. Speaking on a societal level, classes exist. There are poor, middle, and upper class people. If anyone were to forego their innate biology and move towards a cybernetic type of body, it would surely be the upper class who can afford the surgeries. However, does this make someone a better human? Not in a prejudiced, unfounded way like racism and sexism are, but in a tangible, literal, this person is superior type of way, considering the possibility of superintelligence. Like I had explained before, humans aren't supposed to reach superintelligence. However, with the use of AI and Neuralink, this could be a possibility. So if someone has superintelligence, but someone else doesn't, are they not physically a better person because they paid to get a chip implanted into their brain? Those are the issues we have to discuss. And we already have social classes and caste systems, like I just said, so who's to say these can't be divided even harsher if things evolve for the worse? So those were some prominent examples of AI being used in seemingly advantageous ways, however, falling short time and time again. Now what? What might happen in the future to help guide the development of AI? Is there anything we can do? Much of the responsibility lands in hands of the government to regulate AI possibilities. Some places like the European nation and China are starting to put regulations in for AI where algorithms must be checked by the state and prohibited if at all risky. And in America, 12 states, including New Jersey, have enacted laws for increased research into AI and its role in legal rights and ethics. Large figures in the tech world, such as the aforementioned Elon Musk, have even spoke out about possible AI repercussions. Then, after this, responsibilities fall on the companies and the public. I believe the public must refuse to participate in bad faith AI use, such as AI art and writing, which can then influence companies to not do the same either. As society expands and evolves, AI technology will evolve alongside with us, and it is up to us to determine whether that relationship flourishes or destroys us.